Hey guys, Will here again, and I'm gonna kind of take you through two smaller videos, and both of these videos I did 98% just by myself. So let's watch the first one. It's from Pink Dahlia Photography.
I want to be a mirror that shows good things to them. I want to be the person that can show them proof that they are beautiful. Hi, my name is Kirsten Fonchek. My company is Pink Dahlia Photography, and we shoot weddings, specialize in boudoir. They always do this thing where they open their photos and they look at their photos, and then they look at me, and then they look down at their photos and they go, "That's me?" And I say, "Yeah, you're beautiful." As women, we have things that people have put on us and make us feel uncomfortable about our bodies. The way we see ourselves is much different than someone else looking at us. When I'm talking to them and they're feeling nervous, try to explain that to them, that you're gonna look how I see you. You're gonna look how the person who loves you sees you. First, we have a consultation, and so we meet for coffee and we have a conversation. I find out why they're doing it, and then we set up a time and a date where I show up at their house with a makeup team. We do their hair and makeup, it's all very glamorous, and then we shoot in their bedroom. And I usually I'll hang some curtains to get the room ready for, a place that I want to shoot in and find the best light and stuff, but I generally just need a big window. I want them to feel empowered about what they look like. I want the way they look at themselves to be changed, not necessarily their bodies themselves. I think as you go through life, you definitely start to see your body in a particular way, and to be able to break that no matter how old you are or what you look like, it's really cool. I don't know, I'm just really passionate about raising self-esteem and instilling confidence. I feel like women get beat down a lot about what they look like, and it's just not about that. It's about feeling good.
That's amazing.
You don't need to lose 10 pounds to come and see me. You just come as yourself, and I can show you what you actually look like. I get women from all different ages and different walks of life. It's really cool that it's something that's lasting, and it captures a good time in their life, and they had a fun time doing it. These are real women doing a nice thing for, whoever they're gonna give the book to, whether it's even themselves, if they're just doing a shoot for them, which I think is so cool. I would say come in the clothes that make you feel the sexiest, and don't worry about the rest, because we're gonna take care of it.
All right, Pink Dahlia Photography. So real quick, this video was done with two DSLRs, and I did it mostly myself. I did have a friend come and help me at the end to shoot the B-roll, but the interview itself, you can see here, was done with two DSLRs, and one was on a wide. Right here you can see in this shot. Let me move this out of the way here so you guys can see better. So one was done in a wide shot, and then the other was composed in a close shot. Here you can see. So I rolled those two cameras at the same time while I was asking her questions. She was actually a very good interviewee, mostly because she just knew what she was going to say. She was positive about what she was doing, and she really knew her company herself. Pink Dahlia Photography itself is really just a very small company. And so my idea here was to basically combine interview footage with B-roll. And the other B-roll would be her photography, her photos themselves. So the idea for B-roll was to shoot her, like you see here, shooting a subject. But then also I wanted to add in what I've started doing with some of these smaller companies was just shooting the interviewee like this in a very nice kind of portrait-y shot, them checking their camera because they're a photographer. See, it's nice. It's like a 1.8. I think I used a really prime on this. And also like her laughing, just kind of like stuff around her interview to kind of help bring in who she was as a person. I stuck these on tripods, and then for the light, you can see in some of these shots, she's just by a window, just like her photography. We also use a big window that's just to her right side here on the left of screen, right here. This is where it is. So you can see in this very shot, basically this chair was turned around the other way, and we were set up right here, and she was looking at us, and the light was on her left. You can see it works great for her photography, and then it works great for her photo here, for her interview setup. The light is nice and soft right here on the right side. There's some fill because the room is really light. This is adding some depth, this backlight, and it really works. So you can see no lights were used in this production, and we were able to get a nice, clean-looking, soft interview. What's really great is being able to see the space that she's in, that she's actually taking the photos in. And you see we cut to her photo here, and I'm just doing a subtle zoom and push. It's kind of called the Ken Burns effect, and it's a really cool way of doing that in your editing where you can kind of spice up actual still images and add in. So we've got interview, we've got the photos as B-roll with the push in, and then we have the normal B-roll where she's in action talking about what she's doing. And really it's just getting her and the subject in at the same time. This was all done by myself pretty much, other than my buddy helping at the end with the B-roll. The interview itself, I used a zoom and a boom. So there's a boom hanging right over here just above frame right here in the wide shot. And I believe I also put a lav on here, and I was running that to a Zoom recorder. And we used a slate. And it really worked out great. I mean, it's funny how helpful just being in the right location, having the right amount of light, and just having the knowledge of what you're actually doing helps a lot. Between the close and the wide shot, it was nice to be able to cut back and forth. And then when I needed to edit in a mistake or edit to a different part of our interview that we talked about, I would cover that with B-roll, and I could jump back into the wide, jump back into the close. And then it was really great. I think for editing purposes, Phil will talk more about how you can kind of mix those two together. But this is really a one-man production, and it works great for a very low-budget corporate video that can be used for a small business. Corporate, I say small business, meaning corporate. And she's put this on the front of her website, and she's gotten tons of likes and comments on it, and it really gives a window into who she is as a person and how she can help you as a photographer. Now, I want to show you guys another sort of photography video. Here, Ryan J. Chambers' photography is a much harder interviewee, but kind of a similar concept. But let's watch it, and then I'll talk to you about what the differences are and what we changed because he was not the best interviewee, and one of the microphones cut out. See if you can tell on one of the subjects.
My name is Ryan Chambers.
My name is Catherine. This is my husband. We
Are photographers. We shoot primarily weddings, and we also shoot a fair amount of family portraits. I've been shooting weddings with Catherine for about 3 years.
I think what makes a photograph special is when you look at it and you can remember and feel what that experience was like. I think that's our goal, is to make beautiful pictures that also mean a lot.
I feel really drawn to all the details and being able to try to describe people specifically and trying to capture their story on that day in a way that, it makes me feel like it's a friend talking about another friend. With having a background in fine art, I feel like my emphasis as a wedding photographer is trying to make photographs that are honest. There's something that's important about remembering those moments in your day and not just everybody smiling. You know, there is a weight and a significance and I think a value in the breadth of the wedding day.
I don't think people realize that when they're looking for their wedding photographer. Your photographer is going to be there with you the entire day, so it's important that you connect with them.
We're with the bride and groom the majority of the day, and definitely some of the most significant parts of the day. For me, it's a lot about trying to observe relationships, observe body language, observe how people relate. And I think especially whenever we're taking pictures, trying to create the space for the couple to interact together and see where they're going and try to develop that session in a way that allows them to open up. It feels much more significant and kind of like magical whenever it's more collaborative because we don't really know what we're going to end up with. We're making pictures that will last generations, that will remain beautiful, that will continue to cause people to pause whenever they look at them. And that for me feels really good.
Ryan makes everything beautiful, and I make everything a little bit more beautiful.
And a lot more fun.
All right, Ryan J. Chambers Photography coming in here. All right, let me turn the volume down here. So again, same thing. We did a lot of interviewee stuff and then tried to cover it with B-roll. Also used his logo at the beginning here. You can see I did an interview. I did a little different here because I only had one camera. So in this case, I did a dual interview, and they were very uncomfortable in front of camera. So you can see I did this kind of like trick thing with the beeps. Sort of thought it might be kind of fun. And then the second interview I did with just Ryan on his own, and then I got B-roll with some interesting compositions. Basically, we went and in his living room, we rearranged everything for this B-roll shot. We put him next to a window, so we have a very nice, again, very nice soft light, which is wonderful. Light up the background, it lit up his face. In the two shot, it works and it covers both of them. I kind of had to put it at an angle. You can see the background looks great, composition is fine. I also just had them include their little puppy Roosevelt because it really added some personality to them. And so the audio I cut together is between this interview and the single interview. Now you never see Kat really on her own other than here. It's because she also got a single. It's because her microphone cut out in the two shot. So at the end, you can kind of hear over B-roll of them hugging their puppy. The microphone kind of cuts out. As long as the one that's placed under Ryan is really not very placed well. It's really not placed very well. I did a bad job, but it's under his tie, and he's moving, and he also mumbles like crazy. So I had a really hard time getting that, and he had a hard time just being in front of camera in general. So it was hard to kind of make him, come out and relax, in addition to having kind of a bad voice for him. So basically to get around that, I did a lot of B-roll. I tried to cover a lot of little shots like this, just like the Pink Dahlia shot where she was kind of smiling and looking at her camera. Kat's got a nice shot. And then we didn't know what to shoot because he's a wedding photographer, so we luckily found someone that we went to high school with that was okay with me coming along and shooting Ryan shoot her wedding. It's kind of a real luck of the draw, but I also took some of the images and gave them to her. You can see here in this shot that Ryan has, he was taking pictures of me while I was videoing him, and you can see I'm, let's see right here if we can see it in this close-up B-roll. You can see right here I'm by myself, just one camera on the back of his camera, but look how beautiful this nice in-close shot. It really shows how small of a camera he's using, how intimate, the images that he's able to create are. And really the type of photographer he is. He has a really hard time talking to people in person, but you can see this B-roll I love. Like look at him laughing and smiling, the bride's laughing and smiling, she's taking photos. Like he's able to get her in a natural state because that's his style. He has a really hard time speaking to clients. Sometimes he gets a little nervous. He's not very kind of open and outgoing. So this video has really helped him with his sales. He put it on the front of his website, and people have really responded to it as a way for them to really know what he's thinking without him actually telling them. And I use that as a tool to tell people when I'm selling, let me do a video for you, because I can tell them how much it can really help showcase their talents and who they are, but then you as a videographer really need to go in and talk to them and find the philosophy of why they shoot or what their business is, why they do what they do in story-wise, and then go out and shoot it. Now, all the shots that you see at the wedding in the B-roll, I'm using our stabilizer, our Movi, and it was kind of before I got really used to it. This is almost 5 years ago I shot this video. There's a DSLR on the Movi, and you can see it has that subtle push in, but it's kind of stable, not really. But it adds a lot to production value, and then also I used a wide open glass with some short primes to kind of add that depth of focus in some of these shots. Like this one, you can see it falls off very quickly, gives it that more cinematic feel. And then let's see what else. So here's another Movi shot. You can see it kind of moves around, and then again with the soft light. So really, all in all, this is, again, one-man team. I did this video completely on my own. You can go back and watch it again as you refer to it, but it's just me shooting interview, B-roll, B-roll, B-roll. I got the song off a website that allows you to buy songs for $10, and now Here, Ryan has a beautiful a nice production valued video that he can put on the front of his website where his clients can really come in and see who he is and what he's about. The only thing I feel like I'm missing from in this is the actual photography that he's taking. There's no real images of his photographer. And I think if you're shooting someone like a trade or making a video for someone corporate, you want to see their product or kind of see what they do really. But his argument was that it's just a click away on his website. And if anything, they can go check it out on his website. So that's fair. But anyway, that's a quick recap on some technical side to doing these videos. Keep watching more, and thanks for watching.